There's a new PC and Xbox 360 game that's got graphics that'll blow your mind.
It's called Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, and it's next on Action Corp TV.
Okay, Seth, you've got this new game for the Xbox 360. It's called Oblivion. It's made by Bethesda Studios. Tell us a little bit about it.
The biggest thing about this game is its scope. This thing is enormous. It's basically a massively multiplayer game for one player. It's a massively single player game. MSO.
It's a new phrase.
MSO, Action Corp coined it April 9th. Basically, Emperor is assassinated, and you are the person that's charged with finding his heir. The heir to the Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Without an heir on the throne, these gates to what's called Oblivion, hell, basically, open up all over the world, and you have to help fix this.
What about like actual combat? Is it just random battles? Do you have like non-player characters that you have to battle against, or is it just some random monster that pops up?
There's both. Basically, there are just random little stupid enemies that attack you for no reason. Then there's all kinds of little subplots of things going on in the different towns. Like one of the missions I just went on, a storekeeper, her daughter was kidnapped. She said the last time I saw her, she was in this town of Hackdirt. Could you please go check it out? I walked into town. Everyone's freaky in the town. They're like, what are you doing here? Get out. We don't like outsiders.
Okay.
And so I walked back into the inn and said, look, I just saw her horse here. So she was here. They're like, nope, that's my horse. I don't know what you're talking about.
Now, do you get to choose what you say?
Yes. Yeah. The list of things comes up from things that you A, overheard, or B, you have received as objectives.
Sounds kind of like those old LucasArts games where it was like, pick your dialogue, you know?
Yeah, very much so.
Okay.
But they're contextual. You can't ask about something unless you've already heard somebody talk about it.
Exactly, I understand.
Thank you, kind sir.
What about like hacking and slashing? How's it work?
It's as simple as a trigger button.
Really?
Yeah, there's the L trigger. If you've got a shield equipped, L trigger will pull up your shield. If you do not, then you'll take your sword and kind of hold it as a block. L is basically block, R is swing. Now, tapping R will just swing the sword. Holding R will get you a bigger power swing. It'll get a lot more damage.
Okay, so it's almost first person in that respect.
It's extremely first person. Now, you can flip to a third person camera, but this really bugs me. It has my biggest video game pet peeve is when someone's walking and their feet slide.
Yeah,
and
it's
it looks
that
like
sort of
they're
ice skating, yeah.
Hate that.
Yeah.
The inventory system, you can basically carry X amount of weight, and your armor weighs so much and so on. So you can become over encumbered. And when you do, you literally can't move. And it says up in the corner, you're over encumbered.
And you're just sort of wandering.
You can't move.
Too much stuff on you. What about the graphics? Now, I have seen this thing in motion. Amazing graphics. I mean, this has got to be one of the best looking games available right now, bar none.
Incredible living world. It's not necessarily photorealistic, but it's so tangible.
Yeah, and everything has just unbelievable amounts of texturing and bump mapping to it and everything. Everything has great lighting and reflection and shadow. It's amazing.
It's incredibly immersive.
I think you told me earlier, too, that you thought the game was very much like Shenmue and that all the people in the game world seem to live this life. It's not just like random guy appears on screen and then talks to you and then this disappears.
Right. If you want to break into their home while they're sleeping, you can follow them from getting up in the morning, going to work, stopping work, going to the tavern, having lunch, going back to work in the grape fields. And hoeing, actually working, not just standing there and looking, but actually hoeing, taking stuff to the farm, and then coming back home for the night.
That's awesome. So what about the game don't you like?
The interface is all right, but it's not completely user-friendly. I think they were trying to make this meld of a interface that would work on a PC and on the 360. Equipping things. It's not that it's completely difficult, it's just that it's like this weird hybrid of PC versus a joypad kind of deal.
So what about overall impressions? What do you think of the game so far?
I really, really like the game so far. I think it's going to be a really good game to hang on to, play for a long time. There's no way I'm even remotely, a percent done with this game. And I'm just having fun, talking to people, laughing at it. I think it's going to be great for picking up and having these little random adventures and eventually getting onto the main quest. But it's a good graphics, it's good sound, it's good fun, it's good story. It's a really, really neat game.